Today we talk about an array method called filter. Let's cut some pizza. JavaScript is a language.
Don't be scared of JavaScript.
JavaScript is very flexible.
JavaScript is your friend.
It's not magic.
Don't be scared of JavaScript.
A bit complicated, quite a bit complicated.
Next time we'll start making it a bit prettier.
Let's cut some pizza. Let's say we have an array of numbers. So const array is equal to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And we want to select only the even number in this array. So const even only is equals to the original array filtered, so filter, and I have to pass a function. And the element of this function is the element of the array that is currently checking. So what filter will do is we'll go through each of those elements, test it against this function, and if this function returns true, then it will select the element. If it returns false, then it will not select the element. So let's say, as original version, I always return true. And now let's console log even only. So let's do node index.js. As you can see, nothing changed. I selected all the elements because I said that I want to select all of them. The only thing I've done is I created a perfect copy of the array. What happens if I always return false? I have an empty array. I still have an array because filter returns an array of the same length or less. So I still have an array of length 0. Let's go back to the even only. So what I want to do is if the element module 2 is equal to 0, so it's even, then I want to return true. Otherwise, I want to return false. Basic. So now I only have the even numbers inside the array. You will never see it written like this for a series of reasons. So let's clean it up a bit. First of all, if I have a return statement, I don't need to put an else. It's just confusing because if I exit here, there's no else. And if I didn't exit here, by writing it like this, I'm guaranteeing anyway that everything which is not even goes in the second case and it's easier to read. So you will more likely read like this. But now the point is if EL module 2 is 0 is evaluated to true, I want to return true. And if it's evaluated to false, I want to return false. So what I end up writing is return EL module 2 is equal to 0. But at this point is a one-liner, so I will go to the other way of writing inline functions by implicit return. So I will go down to this. And I think this is very readable. Of course, someone can say, well, but if it's 0 is false, so I can just do the negation of this. Don't do this. Seriously. This is not readable. This is worse. You didn't improve. I don't understand why people go too crazy on this. At that point, I think you can do the binary shift and check against 0, but why would you do that? I mean, this is still readable. If you want to make a filter more readable, you can create an external function and pass it here. So is number even? This function take a number and return if this number is even or not. And now I pass this function here. So this function will get a number from here and it will still work in the same exact way. I find this a bit harder to read for a beginner than the original version with a function in line, but they're both very fine. The nice thing of this one is I can read directly. So the even only is obtained by filtering the array for when the number is even. So it is very readable, it's more testable, it's up to you which one you prefer. So let's close it now and let's call some pizza.